The types of tragedies that happen in our community that don't just go away. They don't end when the case is done. These families live with this forever.
A woman shot and killed this morning walking with a young student, happening in the very same area where shots were fired towards school bus stops on the first day of school less than a week ago. This is a community crisis, the very words from the new JCPS leader late today. A stunning string of violence at our bus stops. It's our top story here at 5 o'clock. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt. At this moment, Metro Police are looking for the suspected shooter, and take a good look right here at your screen at these photos. Police admit it's not the best photograph, but they wanted to get this out quickly for you, seemingly taken from a bus camera of the suspect walking along Chestnut Street. The shooting happened about 8 a.m. today in the area of 11th and Chestnut Streets, right outside the YMCA, but it's also near Coleridge-Taylor Elementary School and Central High School. WHAS11 News now with team coverage of this still developing story. Clarice Shaley talking with parents late today from those schools, now terrified to let their kids arrive to school alone. But we begin with Alexandra Goldberg, who is live at the scene. Alexandra, you were there this morning, and we've heard a lot from top officials today about this.
Yeah, Doug, I will say this group of people that you've seen behind me have really changed the energy from this morning. They've been here for hours, greeting the students as they're coming off the bus. We've heard hellos, we've seen heart hands, waves and hugs, and it's really trying to bring positivity to a day that these children faced in tragedy.
We're getting another report of a shooting at 930 West Chestnut, 930 West Chestnut. 3 shots fired at the bus stop, 1 person on the ground.
A fatal morning in a West End school zone, 10th and Chestnut.
You don't get through something like this as a young person. This is something that changes you forever.
Police are searching for this suspect who allegedly fired fatal gunshots at a young woman walking to a bus stop with a young child Wednesday morning. LMPD arrested a 15-year-old this morning, but Chief Paul Humphrey said hours later that he was there, but not the shooter.
After that interview, we were able to determine he is not the suspect in this shooting.
Humphrey says the woman died at the hospital and the child was not physically hurt.
This is the second time in a week that we're talking about this, and it is absolutely pathetic.
It's the same area where gunshots were fired on the first day of school. A 15-year-old suspect taken into custody less than a week ago. Both Coleridge-Taylor Elementary and Central High School just blocks away.
We had officers out here at the bus stop every morning. Today happened to be the first morning that we did not have officers at this bus stop.
I would guess that the shooter was watching and saw that.
That's Metro Council members Ken Herndon and Shamika Parrish-Wright.
And that shows you that police presence in these situations early in the morning help deter people.
Now, authorities address that question of can we have police officers at bus stops around Jefferson County? Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg said that there are roughly 40,000 bus stops around the county, and it would be hard to staff each one every day. We're live in Louisville. Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11 on your side, Doug.
Alexander, thank you. And this just in, we do have some breaking news coming into our newsroom. Metro Police have announced that they have now arrested a second person in connection with those shots fired toward the same school bus stops last week on the first day of school. Again, this is what we're talking about from August 7th. This is the same area of the deadly shooting this morning. This happened in front of dozens of students on the first day of school back on near 10th and Chestnut, 11th and Chestnut Street. On August 9th, they then arrested a 15-year-old in that case. This afternoon, Metro Police arresting a second suspect who was also 15 years old in that first incident. They are now charged with 33 counts of wanton endangerment and possession of a handgun by a minor, second offense. The investigation remains active, and further details will be released a little later on. Now we want to pick up our coverage again. We want to go back to WHAS11's Clarice Shaley covering today's shooting. She's been in the area for the after-school ride home from those school buses. And Clarice, have you seen many police officers back in that area late today keeping kids safe?
Well, Doug, they were out here for afternoon pickup, and as upset as people and the parents are in this area, they seem to be pretty grateful for that presence. Now, last Wednesday, they were just at the bus stop here at 10th and West Chestnut, but today they were at the elementary school and the high school along West Chestnut Street, and again here at the bus stop as well. Now, there was a news conference this afternoon where a community member questioned LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey and LMPD's presence in this area. I did catch up with her at the bus stop, stop here and asked her about that afternoon presence and what she thought about that.
This is wonderful. This is a great start to what we needed and to show the community that we're going to show up for them. Because like I said, I was out here by myself last week. And today, you know, it's a lot of people showing up. You're seeing people pull up to see the people get off the bus. And I love that there's more men out here because most of the problem is with boys.
Now, people like Juanisha Saunders, who you just heard from, are calling for more consistent police presence, and many of the officers who were here for the afternoon dismissal are gone now. Now, members of the Office of Violence Prevention are actually out here doing what officers were doing last week, where they're talking to students and parents and giving out goodie bags. They're also telling people what kind of services they offer. Live on West Chestnut, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 on your side.
All right, more afternoon buses arriving there behind Clarice here as we are live with our coverage. Now, to catch up on this developing story and to keep up to date on any new information, don't forget our website, WHAS11.com. You can also download our free WHAS 11 Plus app. We've got some afternoon rain showers, possibly some thunderstorms popping up. Let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Mallory Schnell. Tracking them, are they going to be as intense as last night, Mallory?
Hey there, Doug. So far, not nearly as intense as what we got yesterday evening, especially with all of the lightning and heavy rainfall. Not seeing any lightning with the showers that are popping up so far in the Louisville metro area, but certainly some heavy downpours as they head toward Taylorsville there. Seeing a new pop up right around the Watterson at 65 and also around Fern Creek. Off to the north, a little bit heavier around Scottsburg, but once again, not a ton of lightning strikes, which is good news, and no major issues in terms of gusty winds as of yet. More downpours developing around Hodgenville, and these were some areas yesterday that didn't really pick up the rainfall, I'd say around and south of the Parkway. So Grayson County seeing some pop-up downpours as well. Very hit or miss, which is the nature of these storm chances this time of year, but a good idea just to keep an eye out on the radar, have that umbrella or rain jacket around in case you run into a shower storm through this evening. Once the sun does set, of course, we lose that daytime heating and the radar becomes quieter. We're expecting overnight lows in the upper 60s to lower 70s. And if we do get some clearing around, we're going to have calm winds overnight. We could have some patchy fog develop. So we'll be watching that for tomorrow morning. Otherwise, tomorrow afternoon, expect another muggy day, partly cloudy, upper 80s to around 90 degrees with a spotty shower or storm once again possible. But coverage really starts to decrease tomorrow with drier conditions and much hotter conditions expected for the weekend. We'll take a full look at our 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes, Doug.
Mallory, thank you. More of the top stories we're following at 5. The body of a missing 10-year-old boy has been found in the woods of eastern Kentucky after a week-long search there. His mother is now charged in his death. The search for Jaden Spicer was focused in Breathitt County. This is about 2.5 hours southeast of Louisville. Authorities finding Jaden's body not far from home in a wooded area around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. His mother, Felicia Gross, is charged tonight with manslaughter, abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, and false reporting. Kentucky State Police Trooper Matt Gayhart sharing his gratitude for all involved in the several-day-long search.
Take a moment to thank the many different organizations that assisted in the search efforts for Jaden. All the volunteers that spent numerous hours and days trying to locate him. Thank you to every person that sent tips or even shared a post on social media. Thank you to every person that prayed and those prayers that were sent to us, and we ask that you continue to pray for a community that grieves at this tragic loss.
Jaden was last seen at his home near Jackson, Kentucky on August 5th. His body is at the Kentucky Medical Examiner's office in Frankfort for an autopsy. We know there's a lot more on this story, and we'll keep you updated as soon as we learn more.
Bigger American investments, more American jobs, a future right here where we're standing.
Happening this morning, embracing Louisville again big time and returning to America. GE says Appliance Park is the place to be for them. Kevin Nolan, GE's Appliance Park president and CEO, says the company is putting $3 billion toward remodeling factories across 5 states, including Kentucky. It'll mean hundreds of more Louisville jobs to make a line of washing machines, plus, of course, other appliances they currently make in Louisville. It's part of a broader theme that we've been seeing over the last week. Major companies putting big money behind reinvesting in American manufacturing. Is this proof that President Donald Trump's tariff policies are working for Kentucky's economy? Isaiah Kim Martinez and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are asking that question to state leaders.
GE Appliances is making the biggest investment in our company since Appliance Park was built. And we're doing it right here in America.
Built for America was the slogan at General Electric's big celebration at its Louisville global headquarters, applauding a $490 million expansion.
Governor Andy Beshear and other Kentucky officials on the move here today, getting an up-close look at the work being done here at Appliance Park. The name of the game today is bringing manufacturing back to the United States.
GE says it's adding 800 new Louisville jobs by building a line of washing machines here instead of China, joining Apple and Ford as the third major company to announce massive Kentucky investments over the last few days.
What do you guys save in costs from not importing that and doing that here?
You know, if you look, a lot of this is a long-term strategy. I mean, we've been working for years trying to bring manufacturing back.
GE President and CEO Kevin Nolan insists to me bringing more production back to the States was the plan for a while, not necessarily a direct result of President Trump's tariffs.
When you're bringing, I don't care where, from Mexico, from Asia, I mean, it takes time, and that means your supply chain's long and you can't be as responsive to your customers.
But Republican Kentucky House Speaker David Osborne of Prospect sees a correlation between these investments and Trump's trade policies.
I think that you have to assume that the dramatic announcements that have been made over the last several weeks around the country, but particularly here in Kentucky, are a result of those policies.
Democratic Governor Andy Beshear views things a little differently.
That we were reshoring and we were bringing manufacturing back, long before any new policy.
You had given the Trump administration credit for FEMA specifically. Does he deserve some for some of this reshoring? Or?
Well, I think the Apple announcement was certainly made with the president, and thus there's certainly some credit there.
GE is working to clear out the building known as AP2, where folks were sitting for this presentation, with plans to revamp the assembly lines to build several models of washers right back here at Appliance Park. Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS11 on your side.
GE's $3 billion investment will have major impacts across the South, shifting production of refrigerators, gas rangers, and water heaters away from China and Mexico. This is, again, the company's second largest investment ever, behind only the launch of Appliance Park in 1951 right here in Louisville.